Are you someone who budgets your wage every time it comes into your bank account by breaking it up into percentages? I hope you do, because that's just good personal finance 101. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Reese. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you some suggestions if you are the type of person who has a little bit of extra money left over after you purpose or break up your wage every time you're paid. I deem buffer money as money which has no purpose after you've allocated all of your money to your accounts for the current pay cycle and are not really sure what to do with it. Before I go any further, I'm just going to paint the picture just to set up the scenario. So as an example, let's say I get paid $2,000 a week. I'm going to show you how I would break it up based on my current bank accounts and the percentages that I allocate towards each of those accounts. So I have 5 accounts total. And the first account I have is my spending account, which I put 15% into that account every pay. I have an account for bills, which I put 25% of my pay into, and I cap it at $3,000, as that is realistically all I would need to pay all of my expenses if they came at once. I have one for my big savings and my house account, so all of the bills associated with my house go into this account. I put 50% of my salary into that currently. I have one big purchase and holidays bank account, which is 10% of my salary, and I just let that build up over time. And I have one bank account, which is my emergency account. Now I put $25 of my pay every time I get paid into this account. So for this setup, what's deemed buffer money is any dollar value that exceeds that $3,000 number in my bills account. I don't need $30,000 in my bills account. I could have it there, but it doesn't really serve any purpose in being there. I've set up these percentages in a way that allow me to live my life without having to worry about future expenses. So I put 25% of my current salary into my bills account, but I realistically only use anywhere between 10 and 20%, meaning I have a little bit extra going in every single pay, which keeps on building that up so that in the event of a new expense coming into play, I wouldn't be worried about it because the allocation of money is already there. I'm kind of future-proofing here. But while this is the case, what can I be doing with that extra money? Let's find out. So now when I reach that $3,000 amount, I don't change the way that I put money into it. I continue to put 25% every time, and I let it grow and I let it grow. So it sits at $3,000 as the cap, and every dollar over, when it builds up to $5,000 more, so in this instance, when I have $8,000 in that account, I withdraw $5,000 and I put it into the share market. I invest and I diversify my portfolio, and this is one way that allows me to put money towards investing in the share market whilst also not feeling guilty or bad about withdrawing from my other accounts. And it works. It's a situation where I know that I won't be able to invest the same amount of money every year realistically, because that 25% that is going into my bills account will eventually be utilized even more by the oncoming bills of moving into my own home to live in and actually having to pay for expenses which I'm not currently paying for. But the point here is that I've prepared for it and I'm making use of the extra money instead of just going out on a Friday night and pissing it away on drinks. The other thing as well is if I were to use that extra money for something that is not being budgeted for, I would break the habit that I've worked really hard to build, and I don't want to do that. So this is a good incentive for me to do a lot of good with the extra money and not do a lot of bad by taking myself out of that usual habit that I've built. Now, everyone's different. I totally understand that. Some people may not be as fortunate as I am to be in the position to be able to do this. Some may be in a much better position where the percentages are even higher for them, allowing them to essentially get ahead faster. The point here is that you should be focusing on building good habits, making sure that you know where your money's going, because ultimately it's going to relieve stress on you. Having an understanding of your finances is super important as well, because it will benefit you greatly in the future, especially as responsibility takes over and you, the individual, need to understand that space. If you understand it before you get there, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier than if you're trying to figure it out whilst in that position. Now, investing in the share market is just one suggestion or one possibility of what to do with this money. Realistically, if you were saving for a big purchase, instead of, like I said, going out on a Friday night and pissing it away, you may be needing a car. So that extra buffer money can go towards that car fund. The options are endless. You can do whatever you want with your money. It's your money. I'm only here to give you some suggestions and try and make you think a little bit out of the box, because it's a method that works. It's a consistency thing that allows you, the individual, to put yourself in a much better financial situation. It's something to work towards, and it's something that can be achieved relatively quickly. And once you see results, it's something that you will want to continue doing. The take home from this short video is to not break the habit, but continue to build the habit and purpose the extra cash for something that is going to benefit you in the future. It's a simple concept, and it's even easier to put in practice. I encourage you to give it a go. I encourage you to make sure you are understanding where your money is being allocated and how it's being broken up every time you get paid. And I hope that you find a system that works for you. I hope you learned something new in today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.